Hey there, welcome back to Startup Q&A. Excited to have you with us. As you can see, I'm wearing similar clothes to other videos. I'm in an all black face, forgive me. But to this question, one thing that we really love is when people are very direct, when people have a very good insight into what they want to do and how they want to execute it, but they're just not sure of how to evolve from the roadblocks that they're facing. And a lot of being an entrepreneur, especially at the earliest stages, are failing a lot and in solving a lot of problems. You might have to solve 100 problems in a day. Not exaggerating. You might not realize that you're solving problems, but what you're doing is you're assessing situations and then making micro decisions, whether that's to send an email, how to word the email, what time to send it, what headers or bullet points or bolds or italics that you want to use, and then whether to CC or BCC someone or to not send the email at all. That was, I think, 12 decisions that you just made from just an email. So you might not think that you're making these decisions, but you are. So this question was, I have a CBD product and I want to advertise it to make sure that I can compete and validate what I'm working on, but Facebook will not let me advertise because it is considered drug related. So that's a great question about how to go ahead and navigate around Facebook and advertising. Honestly, you want to make sure that you have a good product. Not just a product as in the CBD product, but also the experience that's related to it. So that's websites, social media platforms, that is the way that you go about marketing, the pricing of your product, the logistics and delivery mechanisms of your product, especially if you're online and you're going to be a D2C. And so with this particular product, I'm not going to name it because I don't want that on the profile, but it's really interesting because the first thing I noticed is that their website wasn't very good, not at the same level. And so if you want to compete in a place where you're going to need organic traction to take hold, or word of mouth marketing, or even influencer marketing, you need to make sure that your product is on point. Everything about it is on point. Your copy, your marketing, your newsletter sign up, everything needs to be very, very sharp. Because right now you're competing with the likes of a Recess. And if you haven't heard of Recess, they're an amazing CBD product. I've never done CBD, but I've heard a lot about them. I've studied their marketing tactics and things like that. And they've done a great job at building up their engagement and building up their word of mouth by using email marketing. Not saying that you have to take that route, but I am saying that you have to start getting really creative and go really, really deep on the tactics that you can use. So maybe it's not Facebook, but maybe it's Instagram and you take a lot of awesome pictures. Maybe it's influencer marketing in the traditional, like old school social media influencer type of way, where you are going and finding people that identify with your brand and you're putting them on board. One thing I will kind of recommend is that if you're going to do that route, make sure that you're doing a very type of influencer. You don't just want to go supermodel. I mean, maybe you do, but I think that's a little bit played out, just attractive people. Snapchat did that for their spectacles. It's a little played out. I think one thing that would be really interesting is if you came out with, yes, attractive people, but also people who are maybe overweight. And maybe you want to show them how it can lower anxiety by finding someone with a mental illness. Maybe you want to show athletes and show how it can help with stamina. Like, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about it, where you can choose models that are more reflective of your target market, which is everyone, instead of just choosing what most Instagram people do when they're going after influencer marketing. Also, if you're going to do influencer marketing, make sure you remember everyone is famous to 15 people. Or everyone is famous to 10 people, I think is the phrase. So micro influencers would be a lot cheaper. So you might be able to tap into a lot of people on Instagram that have maybe, let's call it 500 followers or less, but those followers are really engaged. And then you can take a smaller amount of money to target them and work with them, or you can take a large amount of money and work with more of them, which gives you more reach. So that's just a few things to consider, but yeah, man, sometimes Facebook is not going to be the route. In actuality, like, I bet their costs, their CPMs and their CPCs have gone down a little bit because less people are throwing money into social ads. But for a while there, it was looking like it was going to enter into Google AdWord territory where everything was just going to be, you know, $11 a click or something like that. So I would recommend that you start figuring out how to use organic reach and brand awareness early, really early, because then when you have product market fit, then you can start digging into using those types of tools to expand and have an exponential effect, if you will. Hopefully this helps. This is a long video. I'm looking at it and it's long. Sorry about that. If you have any other questions, make sure to comment below. We'll address them on the next videos, and have a good one.